Alright, it's time for final battle. I mean, this is probably going to be insanely difficult. But I don't think I need flashes in this fight, or there's no point in using them. But, like I said, if I feel like this won't work, then I will just load up the previous save and upgrade other things, like trying out if the Magnum will be better or not. So, yeah. Well, Mother Miranda, let's go. Let's get it on. I don't think there's anything. I think there might be enemies, but you can just run past them, right?
Out of my way.
Well, I don't think you can run. Oh, now I can. Yeah, you can just run past this. Time to fight. There's time to fight.
Little Ava, my beautiful daughter. Come to me. Ava, is that you? Oh, how I've missed you.
Oh. What's with the eyeball in that thing? It's not Eva.
My power is leaving me.
Rose! Miranda!
Miranda.
Interesting. Your body certainly isn't normal.
Give Rose to me. Now!
You will see. Once I kill you properly, everything.
Get her now!
Yoink.
Let go!
I've spent a lifetime creating this moment. And you try to take it away from me. I will take what is due.
I'm melted.
My desires will be fulfilled!
So I can't even remember how the fight goes, but I know that there's like the black situation, like when it's
You fulfilled your purpose, sisters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Mythos. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true happiness. So now you can die. You were true.
What the hell? I wonder how you actually dodge those shit things. But you can at least skip these. Yeah.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Mythos. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll...
Well, this is going to be interesting at least. Not to mention I need to actually like know what the...
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Mythos.
Wait, how did that actually dodge?
Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with this. So now you can die. Here I
Not
come.
let me get away!
There's nothing. I shall finish this.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to.
How can you deny me?
Why the hell didn't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Cease this.
Like, what the fuck? How do you actually, like, dodge this shit?
I've never seen a human without heart. Are you sure?
I have no idea how you actually dodge this.
Now die! You won't.
Well, I'm not hitting shit.
You to rest. This
I don't know.
cease this foolishness. Your time is up! Now die!
No reload.
I shall put you to rest. Your time is up! Now die!
Yeah, if you're too close to that, you can't dodge it.
How lucky you are to die before your child.
So is that like if you do enough damage it goes into that phase? I'm not sure.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Rose. You disposed of my false children and awakened your glorious advancement. Now, please do not worry, Mr. Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true happiness. So now you can die peacefully.
I'm not letting you get away.
Please, Mr. Winters. How can you deny me?
Why the hell didn't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Cease this die. Your time is up! Now die! I've never seen a human live without a heart. Are you sure you're not? I shall put you to rest. This is... You won't.
What the fuck?
Time is up! Now die!
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive me nuts.
Oh. Huh? Fuck you! This isn't fast enough to destroy
After
those.
all, everyone dies.
Yo, what the fuck? Oh. Like, it's so hard to see the attacks and...
You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious light. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with...
Because you're not like the area is not a circle, complete circle, so you need to like dodge
You fulfilled your purpose.
without getting into a...
You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious light.
Sure.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Waters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious mice. Now, please do not worry.
Yeah, if you get hit by one, you can't block the rest, or the second one. Which will deal full damage, and then you die.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Waters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious.
I have no idea how to dodge that.
Now, please do not worry, little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with peace. So now we can die.
What the fuck? There's like no room to actually move. In the beginning, either. Like this is completely if it
You
does...
fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Waters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious light. Now, please do not worry, little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace. So now we can die peacefully.
Not letting you get away.
Here I come. You understand the level of character, child.
This actually does
How can you deny me?
a lot of
Why the
damage.
hell didn't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours.
I should probably just use this.
This is I've never seen a human without heart.
Does this even do damage to it if I shoot it from here? Like what the fuck? That attack is so fucking stupid. What the fuck? You can't even like see what it's doing.
Cease this foolishness.
And I'm stuck on something because the fucking shit map isn't
Put you to rest.
circular. So you get stuck on fucking whatever.
It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive me nuts.
After all, everyone
Does
dies.
this actually work? Oh! The pistol actually destroys them with one hit.
Hold still. After all, everyone dies.
Fuck! I keep pressing the wrong button.
Die and be swallowed into the Megamind for all time!
Well, that didn't work. Okay. So, I think this is...
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time to start my eyes.
I actually had the bombs too.
Rest now.
Hell, I will.
Die, 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 die! I will take back my daughter! You were truly a wonder!
Well, I guess it didn't work. I thought that actually works like that. You can just like plant them there. Besides than that, I can just...
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious things.
I can test this too.
Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with treats. So now...
How much does this do? Just a couple of mines. Don't worry about it.
You can die peacefully.
Well, it didn't do shit to it, so...
You understand the
Not letting you get away.
Well, it did something.
How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
I've never seen a human without heart. Are you sure you're not? Your time is up! Now die! It granted me this splendid power!
Yeah, right! All it's done is drive you nuts!
Okay, nice double hit into instant kill. That's pretty fucking fair. But something like didn't it skipped like a part?
You fulfilled your purpose, soldiers. You disposed of my false children, awakened the glorious days.
So maybe this actually does
Now,
stuff.
please do not worry, the little rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace. So now you can die peacefully.
I'm not letting you get away!
Understand the love of a heritage child. How can you deny me?
Why the hell didn't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Your time is up! Now die! I've never seen a human live without heart. Are you sure you're not one? You won't interfere. I shall put you to rest.
Okay, so you kinda need to like
Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right! All it's done is drive you nuts!
ah fuck.
After all, everyone dies.
Am I missing it or?
Such vitality. Die! Be swallowed into the Megamycete for all time!
I just don't have any idea what the fuck to do with that.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left. Oh,
What happened there?
The hell are you?
If I combine Rose with a megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! The center of all of the wisdom. Cease this foolishness. Why do you interfere? Surely you have no need of Rose now, so close to death.
My goddamn daughter! You psycho!
I will see my hopes.
Oh.
Your time is up! Now die! Why won't you?
Fucking delayed that attack.
Those foreigners, they could do nothing to assuage my years of loneliness.
Ever think the problem might be you, Miranda? You're not capable of real love.
You still stay. You won't stay. This is
Fuck you. Ah.
I will take back my daughter! Die, die, die! Here I come. Will this kill you?
Why? Oh. Can do.
Don't resist. I shall put you to rest.
That was that attack.
Wow.
You fucking piece of shit! Why does he delay? Why does she delay so much with that fucking shit attack? Like normally she just instantly comes flying down there, and in that situation she just randomly decides to delay it.
You disposed of my false awakened the glorious ones. Now please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with truth. So now you can die.
I'm not letting you get away.
How about this? There's nothing. You understand the love of a parent to a child. How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Your time is up! Now die! You won't defeat me. I've never seen a human live without a heart. Are you sure you're not?
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
I need, like...
Will this kill you? Hold still.
Okay.
Die.
Oh, it can do that 3 times as well. It didn't do it earlier.
Wrong. Everyone dies.
Yeah, and you can't even strafe that actually. Like, you actually need to like run.
Such vitality. Die. Hold still. Feel the dark god's wrath.
I can't destroy that. Like, I have no idea what the fuck to do with that.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you let things go. Rest.
The hell I will.
If I combine Rose with a Megamice,
I'm gonna test
my
this.
daughter will be made manifest
Can I-
at last. The century. Oh,
I'm not sure if that works.
I shall put you to rest.
How effective is this weapon actually?
This is. Why do you sure so close to death?
What the hell was that?
She's my goddamn daughter. You psycho.
Your life is over. Why do you After all, everyone dies. Why won't you? How about this? Here I come.
Well, you come.
Those they could do nothing to assuage my years of loneliness.
You think the problem might be you, Miranda? You're not capable of real love.
Die, 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 die. I will take back my daughter!
Yeah, that actually works.
Please, Mr. Winters. I shall end this.
Where is she even?
I will see my host. Must. You won't.
Ah,
Time is up! Now die!
I think I missed that one too.
Why? Why won't you?
Okay, that's a
Truly a wonderful.
that's a fucking new attack where she just spawns those around on her without like without you being able to like know where they're going to be hitting. That's kind of great. Hey, actually, fuck. Can I? No, you can't. I'm actually going to die to her, and I can buy. I think I can buy one more healing item.
Disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious name. Now, please do not worry for little Rose.
My keyboard is really good. I'm pressing A. Oh, now it started to walk.
So now,
My keyboard is very, very good, isn't it? It just
you are
doesn't
to die before.
doesn't work properly. I don't think this will help at least. Like, this is a old keyboard, so I mean I don't need any of those. But
You
healing
fulfilled
items,
your purpose.
I'll just tank the
You
shit.
disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious days. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace. So now you can die peacefully.
Not letting you get a break.
How about this? Here I come.
Here I come. You do that.
There's nothing.
So I'm not sure if this does work. I'm on the wrong side anyway.
Why? You understand the level of parenting. How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
I shall put you to rest. You won't. I've never seen a human live without a heart. Are you sure about the men in my seat saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
Such vitality. After all, everyone dies. can take any form I desire. Even. Die. Oh, great Mega Mice! Hear my prayer!
I just don't know what to do to that, so I guess I'll just tank it.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you let Oh, rest.
The hell I...
If I combine Rose with a Mega Mycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! I've waited a century, all of the mistake. Die. Cease this foolishness. Why do we do it? Surely you have no need for us now, so close to them.
She's my goddamn daughter! You psycho!
I will not let him or anyone else take Rose or my daughter from me. I'll take wonderful care of little Rose. This is why won't you?
Can't even fucking see that shit.
Those foreigners, they could do nothing to assuage my years of loneliness.
Ever think the problem might be you, Miranda? You're not capable of real...
Your time is up! Now die!
Oh.
I will see my host. I must. Why? Why won't you die?
Oh shit.
You won't. I shall put you to rest. My wish will Your life is over, Mr. Winters. Why do you still fight? This is... You still see. For my daughter. Your time is up! Now die!
Fuck. Suck.
Curse this wretch!
Where's the... What? There was a fourth one? Or... What the hell? God damn it, this random fucking bullshit shit.
Cease this foolishness. You won't. This is... Why do you cease in this field?
Yeah, that's... kinda strange.
I will take my daughter! Die, 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 die!
The fucking keyboard. Oh shit.
To ensure I never see your face.
What the fuck? What? What am I? Oh. It had fucking... It had fucking dynamites equipped! Oh shit, but they actually worked. That was it. Jesus fucking Christ. Talk about a bullet sponge. Oh my god. My daughter, my evil. But honestly, that wasn't so difficult once you learn the second phase, or the phase when she start to switch up the modes. That's what becomes really annoying and bullshit, because you have like so little time to actually react to where she's teleporting or going to and what attack she's doing. If she does the like the mega jump from the sky, or if she like makes the like the 3 balls, summons the 3 balls, because you don't know where she's doing it from. Like, that's like the hardest part in the second phase.
Ethan! Ethan!
And that's kind of a problem, that it actually changes the fucking into dynamites, or like I equipped pipe bombs in the end, and I tried to like, I thought that maybe I need to equip something else. And you can't see what weapon you have equipped, so I had the fucking pipe bombs and yeah. Anyway, that was it. That's honestly not so bad. Not like insanely difficult, because you have such decent upgrades already. But
keep moving, Ethan. There's a bomb in that thing that'll blow this whole village sky high.
I'll continue this
Look
later
at me.
on.
When I hit this trigger, we can't be anywhere near it. Ah, damn it. Mia's waiting for you. She's alive, you hear me?
Unfortunately,
Mia,
Ethan's body
I'm
is
so sorry.
breaking
I love
up.
you. Keep Rose safe. Hey, hey.
Kinda makes sense if he already was dead.
And you tell yourself. Now come on, it's not that much further. Watch over her. Teach her to be strong. God damn. Goodbye, Rosemary. Ethan.
Kaboom.
Rose!
Go. Go, take us up now. Get moving. We have to get clear.
No, we can't go. Not without my husband.
Mia, sit down and strap in.
Not before you tell me where Ethan is. I know he wouldn't abandon us. Tell me what's going on. Where?
I think you got your answer.
What was that?
I told you to sit down.
Where is he? Chris? What have you done?
He's gone. I tried. He stayed so we could all escape. I'm sorry.
Captain, you need to see this. BSAA didn't send soldiers. This is a bioweapon.
The hell were they thinking?
Orders, Captain.
Pick up the rest of the squad. Plot a course for BSAA Europe HQ. Someone's gotta pay.
So they are kinda hinting that the next Resident Evil, that's like the main plotline, Resident Evil 9, is going to be like Chris's story in that, but maybe not. Who knows? This might have been just like what Capcom randomly does, like, yeah, this follows up in the next game, and then it really doesn't. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, if they make, in my opinion, if they make Resident Evil 9, they should make it similar to this, like with the, like similar to the Resident Evil 4 style, upgraded weapons and all that. But it depends on how they want to address it, because this type of gameplay doesn't work with the traditional Resident Evil formula. It works with the whole like action-based Resident Evil formula, like Resident Evil 4, 5, and Revelations and so on. But they're not making any like Resident Evil 7 was kind of like a trip back to the old school Resident Evil. Even though it was action-based, it was pretty clumsy type of action-based, and it kind of like minimalist style. Like there's no insane gauntlets of enemies that you have to fight against and fight through. The enemies were kind of limited. They were a lot stronger, but they were limited. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't like Chris as a main character, like a character in Resident Evil anyway, but that's my personal preference. I wouldn't really give a fuck about him or his storylines or anything. But it would be kinda interesting to see the the continuation, because they were hinting that there are like these are somehow connected, the connections and all those. So it would be kinda interesting to see the whole storyline further on. But I don't know. Like honestly, in my opinion, I kind of want to see Resident Evil 5 remake if they're doing that. But Resident Evil 5 is, in my opinion, I liked it the least out of all of the main Resident Evil games. Even including Resident Evil Revelations and Resident Evil 0 and all those. I just don't like it. I hate it because of, well, kinda obvious reasons if you've seen my video of why the AI sucks. Or, wait a minute, why the AI is the best in everything. Because the AI just sucks ass in that. It's like you don't have any control over it. Whereas in, for example, Resident Evil 4, you can just like leave Ashley. Excuse me. You can leave Ashley like behind and make her so that she is like hiding in a corner, hiding in a dumpster. You don't have to like babysit her actually that much. And in the remake, they've actually made her be like intelligent and move around a lot more and not just tank there and take hits and walking behind you all the time. So if they do Resident Evil, like in the Resident Evil 5, the problem is the AI character is just so fucking stupid, runs into dying, doesn't work intelligently. All of those work better in like in Resident Evil Revelations 1. Your partner can't be killed, although they don't do really that much damage. They can't be killed at least. In Resident Evil Revelations 2, they are practically invincible unless you're controlling them. Not to mention they evade and dodge pretty efficiently, and the enemies in most situations don't even target them. So they work in that. I don't know how it is in Resident Evil 6 because I haven't played Resident Evil 6 with an AI. I played it with a co-op with a friend of mine. So I don't know how it works in that, but I assume it's still like it actually works the same way as it does in Resident Evil Revelations. But Resident Evil 5, the problem is just the horrible AI. The AI is just so fucking... The horrible inventory system combined with the horrible AI is just so insane. It's kinda ridiculous. And that's probably my biggest problem with the game. Like, the gameplay is otherwise is kinda nice and exciting, and it has the same elements as Resident Evil 4, except that they brought too much excessive like action-based shit into that. Like the whole fucking driving with the vehicle in the desert and all that stupid ass shit, which in my opinion just shouldn't be there, but whatever. So Resident Evil 5, if they make the remake, it should be like completely overhauled, making it so that the AI partner is practically unkillable and you don't have to babysit, or you can control it like very, very efficiently. Unlike in Resident Evil 5, like the whole give me ammunition shit and they like just keep giving you ammunition. You can't control when they're going to be healing or using heals, except taking them all out of their hands. Well, it doesn't even help in that situations because they might run up to a fucking like to other room to pick up the healing item and just use it instantly. Like it's just so... They actually like also they combine herbs with like, even though you don't want to, and you have no control over that. So I feel like they need to overhaul it completely in order for it to work. Like completely. Then it might be actually a decent game. But like similar to how you're doing it with in Resident Evil 4 Remake with Louis as your partner. Similar to that, except that make it so that if you have multiplayer possibility in that game, if they want to add it, just make it that in that situation the enemy's target and your partner can also die. Make it like a two-player cooperative game in that situation. But if it's only AI, make it like Louis in Resident Evil 4 Remake. But this is just my opinion how it should be. If they do it like that, then it's kinda... It might be like insanely cool. But I don't know. Anyway, that's my thoughts about the future of the games. I'm going to talk a bit about the whole like this game. Like in my opinion, Resident Evil 8 is far superior to Resident Evil 7. Like, I don't really like Resident Evil 7 that much. I feel like, first of all, they never had the intention of making a Resident Evil game out of it. I feel like it was just like a, well, okay, we have this existing franchise which can be possibly tied to the whole plot line, so let's make it Resident Evil 7. Because it's so cut out of the whole like Resident Evil 7 thing, and like Resident Evil plotline feels like an afterthought to the game. So that's how I feel, at least. I'm not sure what the real thing is. But this is a lot better game, but this kind of feels like Resident Evil 4.9. Like this was a test to see if it would, like, it has so many. Oh yeah, there's credits, the ending credits. I have the Rose DLC as well. I haven't played that at all. But since it really doesn't tie into the plotline, I might not be able. I might not.
Wait, what if he has a rocket ship? Okay, then you can touch it, but it'd be very, very cool.
Doesn't have really like any continuation to the plotline. So I feel like, meh. Usually if I play like DLCs, I want them to be like a continuation to the plotline, or be actually like a real tie into the game. The Rose DLC isn't.
Happy birthday. Sorry I missed last week. I have a lot of tests coming up. You know how it is. Talk of the goddamn devil. Duty calls. I love you.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? Today of all days. We have a situation. You're needed, Evelyn.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Whoa, it's just a joke, Rose.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
We have a clear shot.
Stand down. I can handle it. She's just a kid.
Way to keep it together, Rose.
You're a lot like him, you know?
I know.
Wait, that guy, he isn't that old, and you're telling me he was like with Ethan, what, like 16 years ago? Yes, very believable. So wasn't there like some sort of weird conspiracy theory or plot, like some weird shit that talking about that guy over there in the background that's walking is supposed to be Ethan? Or something silly, like someone was zooming or doing something. The father story is now done. Yes. 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 Finish the story on at least hardcore difficulty. Finish the story on Village of Shadows difficulty. So yeah, I didn't actually play this. I've only played this once, and it was on standard difficulty. I didn't even do it on the hardcore, which is kinda. So I basically skipped the hardcore difficulty completely. But I mean, the hardcore probably wasn't that different from standard, but this was like kinda insane. Completion time 11 hours 42 minutes and 5 seconds. which honestly isn't accurate because it doesn't count for like cutscenes, and it doesn't count retries, obviously, because since this is part 21 or 22, it took me over 20 hours to complete, actually. Well, but there it is. So what was I actually talking about? I was talking about... I lost my train of thought, but anyway, I'll quickly talk about the... So Resident Evil 5, if they do the remake, they're going to be doing... Oh, I actually covered that already. Resident Evil... Like this game. Yeah. I was actually talking about this game. So I think that this is a pretty good game, but it's obvious that it's like Resident Evil 4 Remake .9. They were testing out how it would work. How Resident Evil 4 Remake would work. That's why it has so many similarities. That's why it's Village of Shadows. This is my opinion. They're not never going to be admitting it, but this is what I feel like. Similar to how I feel like Resident Evil 7 wasn't originally even meant to be Resident Evil series. It was just like meant to be like a copycat of Silent Hills, like the BT, Silent Hills, whatever it was, and they wanted to make a creepy ass ghost game, supernatural shit or something like that would freak out the people, and then they just added the whole like Resident Evil tie-in later on because someone in the Capcom thought that, okay, we need something to reboot the franchise, let's make this one into it. Yeah, this is a good idea. That's how I feel, but who knows what's the truth out there. Anyway, this is a really good game. I like it, and playing it on Village of Shadows is actually like, I have to admit, this is probably the hardest thing. Maybe I'm not like, if it's not the hardest thing I've done, it's really close to it at least. This is like a insanely difficult shit. Like this is at the utmost of my gaming limits. I'm not a card gamer. I suck at games generally. I'm like not a good gamer. So this is like the utmost of my skill level. And this is by far more difficult than professional Resident Evil 4 Remake. The difference with like new game. The difference in this is, in my opinion, they really didn't want you to do this on new game difficulty. That's why it's you need to unlock it by playing the game first. Because they didn't want you to actually, like, they weren't expecting anyone to actually do this on new game, and they kind of felt like that's why it's so unfair compared to the other ones. They're kind of expecting you to use the infinite ammo, or at least like the unlockable new game plus items and all that shit, and that's why it's so grueling. Whereas in Resident Evil 4 Remake Professional, they're kind of expecting you to do it on... Well, they're not kinda. They're expecting you to actually... Like, they have balanced it to be possible without grueling, intense craziness. Like, to do it on new game. That's why there's, like, achievements for it and all that. Whereas there's no achievement for this on new game anyway. Like, well... I shouldn't say achievements, like there's a tied-in achievement in Resident Evil 4 Remake to doing it on New Game Professional, which is getting the... Is it S plus rank that you need to do it on New Game? Either S or S plus rank, and there's like an achievement to getting S plus rank on Professional. So, yeah, they weren't ever like expecting you to do this on Professional difficulty. Village of Shadows difficulty. That's just what I think. And it's like unfair. There's like certain things that are obviously made to be just like unfair. And made to be like, well, you're not... There's a wall here and you're not getting past this unless you're like... Well, maybe not cheesing, but doing the game like I don't know, not cheesing, but doing the game like in a certain type of way, abusing the game. For example, the first one is the whole village survival shit in the beginning, like the Lucan assault. Because that is kinda insane on Village of Shadows. They were obviously, like, it's difficult on lower difficulties, but especially on Village of Shadows, because it's just like, well, here, 5 minutes, try to survive. You either like find the cheesy way of like blocking the enemies in there, or just get lucky basically, like I did. And that's already like the wall they put up there to make it so that you wouldn't be able to do this. Do it on new game mode. Only on new game plus with infinite ammunition or whatever you have. So that's the first one. Then the second one is the first daughter encounter in the castle. Like, it would be difficult to fight against her, like, even legit. But they wanted to make it extra fucking cheesy and difficult by adding 2 monsters that you can't even, like, clear out. They just spawn there. They're not like enemies that follow you there and you can clear them before playing it safe. They're just spawning there. And they wanted to make it so that you would be stuck there, that you would be like, I can't get past this, because you don't have any resources there, and if you've wasted your like explosives and materials, you're just fucked. You can't get past there. And I was lucky to get through there, and I knew kind of like to regulate my ammunition and stuff, so I could make it past there. And then you have the like Domitresk and Morrow fights, which at that point you are starting to like be able to deal damage, but since you are still limited because you can't max upgrade, which is another obstacle or wall they wanted to put there, you can't upgrade the damage of your weapons further than what you have there. So you're going to be having an insane difficult time just doing the shit, because you can't they're so insane bullet sponges and you die in a few hits. But in all, Domitresk and Morrow are kind of like a skill-based fight still. They just take on in like you can't afford. This is that's the reason why I needed to play it on mouse and keyboard. Like normally I'd play games, especially like these types of games, on controller, but this was a necessity for me to actually use mouse and keyboard, because you can't afford to miss shots. And I barely made it through Domitresk and Morrow. Like Domitresk, I actually had to use my knife to get through. Unfortunately, it's not like an impossible feature. You can't just do it. But with Morrow, I just barely made it through with like little ammunition. And I even had to like use the shop feature, which for whatever reason you can upgrade even further in that fight, but not earlier on, which doesn't really make sense. Why wouldn't the last upgrade before the Morrow fight be that you can actually upgrade your weapons, and not just like if you retry in the fight, then you can upgrade better? But yeah. Otherwise, the game actually becomes a lot more easier. Like Lycan Stronghold is difficult, but it's not crazy, like unfair like the previous ones. But then it just becomes pretty easy when you start to upgrade and you get the better weapons. Like in the end, I could like in the factory kill like many of the enemies, not all of them. I could have killed all of them now that I look at my ammunition count and all that. I could have killed every one of them. But you can just kind of like start going through. But otherwise, I feel like the pacing, like not just the, I can understand it's because they didn't expect or want you to actually do this Village of Shadows on New Game. I can understand why it is like that, but I feel like it should have been similar to Resident Evil 4 Remake Professional, where you can actually upgrade your weapons to utmost max limit as soon as you want to. Otherwise, I feel like the pacing of this game is kind of weird because of the upgrades. Not to mention that I don't like the fact that every new weapon that you get is basically automatically better than the previous one. It applies to shotguns, it applies to handguns. Like it's just so... In Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil, like the original, and Resident Evil 4 Remake, the weapons are comparable to each other. They're not like, how do you say, like they just don't overwrite the previous one once you find or can buy the second one. Like, they are comparable and you can use them to a lot of like efficient, like to an efficiency. You don't need to basically get the better one. In this, it kinda is like that. It's just like outright better. There's no point in not upgrading. Like speedrunners do this, I think, with the previous weapons, but it's still so... I mean, I don't know what's the logic behind that. I feel like that's just something that shouldn't be. Like, either they didn't understand or remember how it was in Resident Evil 4 or didn't pay attention to it, or I don't know why they do it like this. Why would they make that buying the next one is automatically better, so there's no point in like ever keeping the previous one? It's just so stupid in my opinion. But those are just my personal gripes. I mean, other people might disagree, but I like the Resident Evil 4 Remake Professional way better. And it would make it so that in this difficulty you could do this, like the earlier fights wouldn't be so fucking tedious and hard. They would be a lot more easier to deal with. But anyway, in the end, this isn't really even that difficult. Like, in Dimitrescu, Morel, and... well, Heisenberg you can just cheese. I'm not sure how the real fight is. Like, the Heisenberg fight is like kind of strange anyway, but you can cheese it, so I'm not even going to be saying anything about it. It might be like total bullshit if you can't cheese it. But, and the end fight against Miranda are all like pretty much skill based. I don't think there's like really bullshit stuff at all. They are like skill based, but you just got to be super accurate. And you're like so limited, except in the last fights, then you're not really limited in resources except for the healing. But yeah, I feel like this is the utmost of my gaming limits, what I can do. Like, I'm actually surprised that I did it in this time. I was kinda expecting this to take like insane amounts of grinding and repeating and editing videos to actually make them like not be repetitive or anything, but it didn't actually even take that much. I was kinda expecting this to take me at least 2 to 3 hours of grinding and repeating and dying, but I did it in an hour, so yeah. But it was nice. I actually liked the challenge and the whole thing. Even though I was frustrated by some of the bullshit things, because there are a lot of like the hardest parts about the difficulty and the playthrough is the minor things that you wouldn't really expect them to be. Like, you're expecting the bosses to be really difficult, but they're mainly on a skill issue, like based on skill. Whereas something like in the castle, running through enemies, escaping, dodging, the first daughter fight, that's like the biggest one. The village shit, all of those are kinda, well, honestly, not really skill-based, more like luck-based. And the hardest things to actually overcome because it's just random chance. So yeah, but I liked it. It was an interesting and nice run or playthrough to do. Although I used like a couple of speedrun or cheese tactics. And I would have used it on the village part too, but I didn't get it to work, so I'm not sure how it exactly works, but the Heisenberg cheese was there. Which I'm kinda ashamed about doing, but then again, it would probably be like insane not to mention like doing the fucking tank fight. If the, like, well, okay, maybe it would be too easy, but I feel like the tank fight would be needed to be like the first part, and then it would auto-save into the second part, and you could like try that because it's difficult in its own sense already. And the Mother Miranda stuff is like, well, I mean, you can get through it. It's like the whole fight is like that. There's no like boring ass first phase to second phase. It's like the whole fight is like that, so there shouldn't be even any autosaves in that part. But anyway, this is by far harder than, for example, Evil Within Akumu playthrough, because that game has so many like good checkpoints. There are a couple of really hard points in that where you checkpoints really don't, or autosaves don't really like help out, but generally it's not that bad, and you can play it really safe in most situations. Not to mention, you can kinda like, if you know what to do using the crossbow, agony crossbow, then the game gets a lot more easier. This is by far the hardest, one of the hardest things I've done, and the one that is like at most my limit, where what I can do. But at least I've completed and done it now, so yeah. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next concerning like something challenging. I kind of want to feel like, I feel like I want to do like suffering throughs or something like that, but I'm not honestly sure what to do next. I guess we'll see. But I think that concludes my thoughts about the whole thing. Like, the unfortunate part is that I kind of chose this to play this with cutscenes and the storyline and plot and all that, but I was speaking over the cutscenes a lot, which kind of makes it break the immersion, and people don't really... I guess it's not probably that interesting to watch because you can't see the cutscenes while I'm talking over them. Anyway, I don't know. Let's see what's coming in. You can now get the following weapon from extra content shop for finishing the game on at least the hardcore difficulty, handgun PC. You can now get the extra content shop for finishing the game on the Village of Shadows difficulty, rocket pistol. World's best dad, universe's best dad, survivalist. Woohoo! Yeah, let's save it over here. But now I've done it. I have done it. I went to do it, and I did it. So, yeah. I'm not sure what I'm going to be playing next, but this is now done and completed. And I feel good after going through that whole ordeal. It feels good to accomplish something like this, because it definitely wasn't easy. I'm not a god gamer like the speedrunners who do this, because they're like doing this in like fucking under 2 hours is like, what the fuck. But there's a reason why they are speedrunners. They are god, gamers! But anyway, that was my playthrough of Resident Evil 8 Village of Shadows new game difficulty. I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video, whatever that may be. If you have any comments, leave a comment, and you know, I'll try to answer if you have any questions or something to say. And I'll see you in the next video. UFONman is getting the fuck out of here after that ordeal. See ya.